Ampacho me wo gidie se wo ho ye de edru fia da nwumre na se wote sa anwu ya na chese bre na so e bre be majority caucus are de bro me di ni fifi boafo mamu adwo amu akwa aba so nim say December 7 Ghana beto aba ya de a kire se ya pe MPP aban so onto aso ana ye besasen adwen ana. Of course, Ghana the only say amanyoku akese mienu na wa ha sei. Na de tie bia na emukuru bedi nkunim. Oh, manifesto MPP de ne dia babetudwa. NDC nso de ne dia babetudwa. Na fe ye bisa say enyenye bia no political parties mienu. Manifestos na wo de ababetudwa no. Den ne wom na no odi gu nsani ani a. Den ne ma gidie bi say sesa na tie dia. Mento aba ma political party we ana mento aba ma political party we. Nansa ni bedu okra no manifesto no eyensem no bi atwotwo sansem a political parties ya atwotwo no ene ye bisa se enyenye bia no hwan kra na se tumi ni bedi wonsem a obedi wa no na adodan kwa kufuado ena fe John Mahama sani pa mi ni hwan na nense oka asem bi kire wa you can put value on asema oka kire no ubetumi age nense ma oka kire no ubetumi age edi ana. And a political party no will be answered your money so da. Nanado I president from 2017 Ebepim Sabri. John Mahama I vice president and of course was answer a president da. Abra onya akwanya ne be president. Sanse man waka che on the manifesto muso meye we no. Enyenye bia no oye ne den. We nim nsema ye bedi ho nkomo ene enwumre. Member of Parliament, the Asin Central Constituency, Honorable Ken Agyapong, my guest to studio has a compare quartinasi. Sanso Enafe, Honorable Dr. Mustapha Hamid, Minister for Zongo Development. FM. Honest Watinasi, I be dinkomo. But that's only a becosono. My meaning commote away now for Yemra measure the credibility of manifesto promises by the two political parties. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Our Bono region, Bono East region, or a campaign. Na for ni bia no bisa say, hey, COVID a bank of fashion nose mask there. But this is the level of excitement I hu. Yankwa man so now Eugene Ahin, Onna Oye Director Communications, Office of the President, any enkomo. Govo Mwaju.
See na
I have bad, no I say. President Abraham too free nkran ha say ekodu Bono region. So we share the excitement among na was that the expectation announce say abroso announce say aba form.
Okay, see my minchia it's in minchia Mustapha Hamid my boss and Agyapong Agyapong. And then you before about the Bono East region and a Bono region. Yeah, 2 days first Bono East region, and ended and ended with area Bono region. Now it's not Yami the man which you have half food. I compare a lot 2 days. I mean, in all the 4 days I go far in these two regions, and I mean, it's been amazing. It's been amazing. It's completely beyond expectation. One can say, some of the videos, some of the footage that has come out, some of the pictures you've seen so far, you see the level of enthusiasm. I mean, it's been completely amazing. I mean, it was a little bit unexpected, because
FM
of COVID-19. You expect that but I mean it's been amazing. One for example, in the last program President Jack, of course FM Kingdom FM now. Emra of Dumasi Airback studios, and it was really heavily. I mean, the program even before are all back in. I want to my main heavily, but people stayed in there and muted and listened to the president speak before anybody decided to be. Who will come up president book or come still. Some of which is my big now. First of all, we know the kingdom market the kingdom one or being market nakaka. Now, actually, market when was America a business video. I mean, it's good to offer that for me alone shows the appreciation of the Ghanaian people towards the president of the republic, which in power here, especially over the last 3.5 years. I mean, what the crowd is seeing for the last 4 days so points to the kind of appreciation Ghana for my president and Comparative. It has been a very good talk so far.
But Eugene, what has been the highlight of President Nankroyo call these two regions?
Oh, it's been pinpointing that there has been one highlight because the programs are present right over the last 4 days. It cuts across all sectors. I mean, the educational sector, either the or aspect ongoing work. For example, there's a senior high school or Kwase constituency. It's called Kwase Senior High School, and that school, for example, is being developed into a model school. I mean, actually, I mean, it's fantastic.
FM.
He's inspected ongoing work in several road projects that were here. Healthcare, COVID, there are 101 districts in the country that currently do not have district hospitals. In Kraza, they did that or commencement of work. The one district, one factory there. There are two major factories in Kuro Amantin. It's a $34 million pack processing factory at Rosio Amantin. I mean, I do not know, it will be by large, probably the biggest industrial starch producing factory in West Africa with capacity to export not only in the region of West Africa but also in the entire continent. Ended up so we put more $60 million tomato processing factory. And so, and actually, these two factories, the potential they have to provide jobs, I mean, it's beyond, it's amazing. Has also committed himself to making sure that in all parts of the country, in the air sanitation and air system, all of them be at levels where we don't have to grapple with filth anymore. In the Bunu East Region Day, you want to capture the thought for the commencement of work for a Tichiman solid waste processing facility. In the that might do the same thing for Sunyani. In a Yimde, which is where one of the icons of the new patriotic party of the Dankabuzia Bimbo tradition, that's Dr. K. Buzia Onofi. Now, Bekaya in 2002, I remember President Forba Abe was in 2002. That's the water supply system when it was built. Over the years, I mean, because of population growth and where in maintenance culture, I mean, it's falling into state of disrepair. In their present, another Danko for the establishment of a new water treatment plant,
FM.
specifically for Miti. Now, Yami Adoma, that particular water supply project today, Yami Adoma, in about 36 months' time, that will be completed. Echo systems are in there because of the creation of the new regions, regions such as Bunu East and a half today, for example, these are new regions. So definitely they have one membership of the houses in terms of the House of Chiefs. It has to be reconstituted.
That's fine, but Eugene, let me ask this question.
Once the reconstitution has taken place, and government is going to make sure that they're going to build new houses of chiefs for each one of these two new houses of chiefs that are reconstituted. The highlight has been across several sectors. Like I said, communication and BBO, roads and BBO, healthcare, BBO, 1D1 BBO, in terms of sanitation. I mean, it's been all across.
That's fine. But Eugene, my final question. By the time we Toya Wokweno, what do you seek to achieve? By the time over Bankrano, what do you seek to achieve?
I mean, basically, it's saying some president and all can do it. I mean, bottom line, at the end of the day, apart from accounting for his stewardship in office, as why I'm especially why I'm the Bunu East, Bunu and Abu regions, and there's also the little matter for Ghanaians to decide on. That is on the 7th of December. Also, it says, you won't confirm Ibina war preaching. A crow by a former president. Crow currently is the president. by all intents and purposes, the next president of the Republic of Ghana will come from either one of these two persons. Bottom line, appealing to the people of the Bunu region, Bunu East region, and a half region there. I mean, bottom line, we are the president. 4 years, I can't put other months we've been Ghana for winning
Asempa FM.
I want to Yamawa. Bottom line, I mean, on your final promises, at the end of the day, we are doing with that. So, bottom line, as a year from 2012 to 2016, and as a president Akufo-Addo from 2017 to 2020. And Ghanaians look on the basis of my records of this, which of these two persons can you entrust with political power? And then from the little we've then from Panama, the enthusiasm that's shown by persons on the street, chiefs, I mean, across all levels of society. I mean, it's clear that the purpose of this particular trip, which was to let the Ghanaian people know that it's it will be as or mine action strictly another don't qualify and nobody else. And that is what we intend to achieve. Come Sunday and the tour of the half region.
Eugene, Eugene Ayin is the Director Communications Office of the President, Jubilee House, and any Dean Komono. I come back, Kumajo.
Thank you.
That is saying. Alright. That is saying.
Yamiado.
Yeah, the Yamiasi. Maybe see about starting command your fee, baby, are Eugene this year. No, there's this talk from the NDC. Say at the time, our president, or then 4 years, baby, all call round, yes, he's inspecting some of the ongoing projects, or commissioning some of the projects, or maybe, but largely he's also cutting sword for new projects. And they say, well, John Mahama in 2016 was commissioning projects. Do you think, sir, President Ache in living up to Nsema or Kache Ghana for say Obeyeno at this time or Kati sword now? Do you agree to that criticism of the MPP?
Michiati Funyana Omutie, first of all. Fifi, yet the to me, Eshe President
Asempa FM.
Say, on your President of Ghana, in 7th January 2017, and 7th January 2021. Inti, from that time now, January 2021, governance, I was say a cost. There is no way governance has to come to an end merely because after 3 months na election.
Yeah.
Inti ejumano ogusu se ne wo kan no inti na all commission the projects no and na nyoma eda ye nimu so se e wo se ye koso ye no so no wa hyase den and no it's not to say afena ye nyoma no that is not the case. Now, okay, say President Mahama will lose election till December 7 cry ya to we will lose election. All called. Now Ogusu ye nyoma. Ye cannot say they also the mandate in
in fact, he actually appointed the Auditor General after that. Apart
from that, NCCE. Worst of all, 26th December.
Shraj is one of them as well.
Say and no crack. Now, but more importantly, 26th December. And or hand over hini bauxite deposits the man Ibrahim Mahama. Intino
the brother company, engineers and plan.
Massa. I mean, if the company is for his brother, it is basically his brother that he handed over.
The company has a different personality.
Well, into whatever you can say. But the point I'm making to you, say, Fifi, say it shows, say he showed us to say governance has to run until 7th January. Sure. If you will lose election, no crowd, you were still signing documents, making appointments, and handing over bauxite resources to Obra. Intino, Obia or no, he's going and giving water to people, commissioning houses of chiefs, cutting source for the construction of houses of chiefs. So houses of chiefs, so regions, how many years in it? Regional administrations so all of the projects and structures regions here are fully operational. Still ekoso, and that is what the president is doing. But Nchreze ebia opesi or winning votes, and I said no, that is not the case. It should just so she said he's in charge, he's still running the business of the state. Ogusu Eyenejum.
But me for the same question, so Ken. Osha, yes, Nanado a commission project or Carter sold, and it is happening at a time every 4 years. But you better me equating it to what was happening under NDC, because John Mahama was not just coming in from 2013 to 2016. He was vice president, and some of the projects were initiated by former President Mills. One of the projects was the University of Ghana Medical Center. Ebinimu is the MPP intumi responded to and some more can and for which reason people are buying into it. So maybe in terms of a new NDC, they've done better than Nana Akufo-Addo Jawai Magana.
Oh, interesting. Maintain argument in Bikurada. Sir, you see, you have to compare Akufo-Addo's one term to NDC, not Mahama. NDC's 2 terms. Akufo-Addo's one term. Now, who compense what? Akufo-Addo has done about 500% better than the 2 terms of NDC.
Or restricted it to just one term of
no,
NDC.
No. Or restricting the Mahama. Oba rendered useless crowd.
Asempa FM.
Because he didn't do anything. So you have to compare the 8 years of NDC to Akufo-Addo's 4 years.
But say you want to compare oranges with watermelon.
Why not?
Because 8 years, 4 years, there's no new.
Yeah, but Niamano here easy to compare. And they say, Nipa no about 4 years. A new man wayen. A bro almost 8 years or so. This other man crying
Of course,
you know. Look, let me tell you. Okay. We cried for PNDC for come. PNDC, NDC. Oma Breso, Ena, Dako Farms, Kumasi, Eguye. Mekaipa, one of my trips to Ghana, now Dako Farms has signed contract with Tyson's Food in America. Yeah, I was here and I observed the ceremony. Osha Obiti said, Asamoah and Yamwa poultry in Kumasi or Ashanti region. 8 years of NDC Ninya. Mills and Mahama. That's our companies. Potting here agro poultry farm, not a good. Share companies are not a good under NDC. And then MPP Abreso 28 new companies and a complete year in operation. Did you hear 8 years of NDC? 28 new companies working? If it's true, Eden again, graduate unemployed association. Again, 48 of companies are PNDC, NDC. Ebegu no. 48 of them. MPP Aso and is working today.
The criticism of South Assembly say, well, when you company for into MPP into take credit for South companies.
MPP take credit here. Say you also a good no. Then you also have to take credit. Say what bresu no good. Then you also have to take credit. Say what bresu a buy and a companies no good. Won't even take credit. Aye then and now buy a good. Now obi and ebe So 76 companies are working. In all, companies within the 3 years are starting young completing 232. Look, be serious. If PNDC time, when you are 232 companies, first NDC time, 232 companies, second NDC, 232 companies. The third NDC, 232 companies. The fourth NDC, 232 companies. How many companies? How many companies? Around 930 something companies. If Obia yet is sending a Kufuadwa, can you imagine if you have 930 companies in existence in a country with a population of a labor force of 14 million? What would have happened? And Kabenya graduate unemployed situation. So let's be serious. That is why I'm saying that a Juma Ekufuadwa year in 4 years. You can compare it to NDC for me can to me. They say me calculating me who say Opa can open because PNDC, NDC 1, NDC 2, NDC 3, NDC 4 did not, and I repeat, did not create 232 companies. But 4 years of Ekufuadwa, 3.5. In fact, 3 years because COVID did it. The whole world economy has collapsed. But the term near 40, say 4 years. 232 companies, my brother. That is why I'm saying compare Ekufuadwa's one term to Mills and Mahama, NDC, and Sana, and Ukraino. Ekufuadwa beat you by 500%. My brother, let me go to page 19 of the NDC Manifesto. Now, almost first, you will see the results of the current model during the last 4 years at the micro level have been hardship, spiraling cost of living, high unemployment, massive job losses, and a generally harsh economic climate. NDC Manifesto. I want to take it one by one for you to see. Is this statement true or false?
What is your assessment?
Completely false. Because the first, we inherited interest rate of 36%. We've been able to bring it down to 23%. 23%, you know, the woman said 13% difference, you know, is your capital that you can inject into the business.
So now so compare N to 4 years ago.
I mean, breaking it down view. And this year, so kwaje besia waha sidi waha ensi hunu ye eduasansia enti in all 136. So in effect sika odi ye adwuma 64.
Ya can a bank there.
Right. Now aya Ekufuadwa breso. So kwaje loan waha sidi waha interest no aya aduonu miensa 23 cedis, which is the 23%. 23%. So compare Ekufuadwa ban interest rate or the businessman. Now to compare Mahama, the difference is 13 cedis. So if NDC is 64, MPP is 77. It is only 64 cedis. Juma the same, you know, hypothesis near you 64 cedis, you know. And for sure, is it the same as 77 cedis? So in short, it means Ekufuadwa breso. Who ya Juma or high now first one as to change Mahama breso because interest rate has gone down by 13% difference. Although comparatively to the world advanced, you know, it's still very high. But in a blind man's world, one eye man is a king. Into the two governments in this country, in India, Ekufuadwa has saved it. Look, inflation. Inflation was 17% when we took over. Last year, even beginning of this year, by February, now 7.5%. What it means is that, sir, inflation is 17%. What day? I dear way you know basket, body any, banchini, a brony. What you say? enter tomatoes. The price of these items, and I'm say inflation 17%. You are not able to plan, say, in the next 2-3 years, 2 weeks, a cycle 18%, and I say a cycle 19%. And you hedge yourself around the 19. Who hedge you around the 19? Now prices are going up. So if inflation is higher, and my prices and so cost.
The Abana Sana say will be away Juma.
Planning.
Okay.
But with 7.5%, you are able to plan. Say, give and take across Rukra in the next year. About 9. Typical example is under the COVID. The whole world's economy are grounded to a halt. And then I was listening to news and I just say, America, because he used the word eclipse. That's the word they use for American economy. They've pumped in trillions of dollars. We don't have that money. We don't have it. And so Nyamino Kase. And now, inflation, COVID in Tino. Sanya Emani ye good no. From 7.5 no, equal 11.2. Even this August, it has come down again to 10.5. But Sadiani Jira 17 and Canana Beko about 23. 23 no will let prices go up. So I'm saying 7.5, a core 11.2 grand. People didn't feel the price change in items. This is how you run economy. So where on earth would they say there was hardship? Consistently, and then our exports exceeds imports. And Nyama, Yawa, Ghana, Adiko Amanoni, especially the West African countries. Native the body, tomatoes, and the near coffee free Cote d'Ivoire, Nina, a stop. Tomato factories here and there. What you say? Into your export, we've been able to cut importation of rice by 50%. Do you know how much we are spending importing rice into this country? I said, Nekasa di Ropa was starting here on one flour or the year brudo, croissant, chips. What it means is that if you get about 4-5 of such companies, importation of flour will also go down. I've seen Ayuha, Alan, Eka Hwasem, Sa company. They can also go into maize flour. When we begin to grow our local industries, it means importation exotic. Therefore, you see,
wrap up
good. You see, na come more upon more.
Minister,
so also na Grimudo. Major Biamano. Enti, Ube who say, factories no a door society, sending a kamikaze, NDC for you proactive. And among years, you can't go grab Russia, nobody a grab her. And we have over 900 and something factories in this country. Employment, and Quebec.
So for you are also say Yebeka say Nanado, even though we did 4 years, but you are comparing the record to the 8 years of John Mahama.
But it's they say maybe Bonan me who say also here NDC 1, NDC 2, NDC 3, NDC 4. So it's 16 years
against Nanado record.
Against Nanado. And still Nanado will be there.
But I find sure who Nanado is and who John Mahama is. But I'll make kind of to have enough about Mustapha so. Money in your pocket. This is John Mahama in 2016, October. It says no president will put money in your pocket. That's John Mahama. If you can check this on CTFM online. I can't go around to put money in your pocket. That's John Mahama, CTFM. And that's April 2016. I will fill your pocket in my second term, John Mahama. That is 2016, December. During elections. In terms of job creation, this is John Mahama. I'm not a magician. Mahama tells unemployed graduates. And you can find this on Modern Ghana online. I'm seeking re-election to provide jobs for the youth. This is John Mahama talking to us now. Number of jobs created. I will create 3 million jobs in my second term. That's John Mahama, and you can find this on Ghana Web. 1 million jobs will be created over the next 4 years. This is John Mahama still talking, just within a period of few months. And you can find this on My Joy online. On free SHS, free senior high school education policy is a ploy. That's John Mahama. And you can find this on graphiconline.com. I started free SHS in 2015 and 2016. This is John Mahama. Comparing records, John Mahama. Don't compare NDC MPP records. Comparing governance records is a sign of mediocrity, says NDC's John Mahama. ModernGhanaOnline.com, you can find us. Mahama challenges President Akufo-Addo to infrastructure debate. This is John Mahama now. But he says comparing records is a exercise in mediocrity. On freebies, you don't develop a nation with freebies, create jobs. Mahama to Akufo-Addo. And Mahama says, and this you can find on Ghana Web, and John Mahama says, free primary health care for all. What kind of person is John Mahama? And so, okay, we are premium bank, and I was here to so. Alaji.
Fifi, assembly na and our can. But ansana, mpose meba inconsistencies no so. Baby, Honorable Agyapong. The assembly see me twaso from there kakransa na maba even the inconsistencies.
Okay.
Because first of all, I can say aye bida and your friend aye boaf. That's number one saying. Number two, you see, se kwatre kwase obema ontoma bisani din. And no na Honorable Agyapong kase say uni credibility because the difference in say for the first time, no, you were former president or no so a contest. So you were on a record. You beat me, Edia compare bisa say, oh yeah, president no, a day and oh yeah, and sana ye de who say, ubeti me aye day, aye bio, and only I be that any friend no, aye boafono. We share on 2012 manifesto and 2012 manifesto no, you're tracking in over almost 300 promises.
Yeah, we'll get into this.
Yeah, because we are talking about credibility. So if you say, and Honorable Agyapong was saying, on terms of economy, and this any credibility bearer on running economy.
So give us examples.
So for example, 2012 manifesto, item 1, or say we shall achieve an average GDP growth rate of 8% per annum.
Okay.
Omukona growth rate is saying 3.6.
They argue so well under Mills. You to me achieve 14%, and that's a record.
It was the oil that was discovered by Kufuor.
Exactly.
Almost 32 years.
Almost 32 oil.
Yes. It was one off.
And
yes,
it was one off.
Was one off.
One off. And then dip the country down. So an average GDP growth rate of 8% per annum. Amaso. Achieve a single-digit rate of inflation. Honorable Ken, inflation rate Omodeja MPP. Nearly 16% inflation rate. Fail. I'm just talking about 2012 manifesto, no, the first 10 items. So GDP growth of 8%. Fail. Achieve a single-digit rate of inflation. Fail. Achieve an overall budget deficit equivalent to 5% of GDP. Fail. Achieve gross international reserves of not less than 4 months of imports. Fail. Monetary policy will continue to emphasize low and stable inflation. Honorable Agyapong account on inflation rates. Fail. Implement pragmatic policies that will encourage banks to reduce their lending rates and make waka lending rate. Fail. Ensuring transparent, effective, and efficient natural resource revenue management, including oil and gas revenue management. Fail. Providing tax incentives for investments in strategic business. Fail. So bibiara oka se obeyeno wenti mi anye inti on what basis let me make it simple me who say Honorable Agyapong or breaky nyoma in so let me also come simple I say President Akufo-Addo or the candidate Mahama omo pay jumaye and yen citizens no yen na ye employers no and ye be mo juma no anameboa fifi uko pay juma biara the first thing you catch us say kofa o CV bra
the wayeda
exactly asempa ha no oba na ukase opejuma wo ha Ombeka say kofa o CV bra. Nti ubekwa kofa o record on at Man FM de waye now de aba ne ahwe. Nti yempo.
Asempa FM.
President Akufo-Addo ne candidate Mahama omo CVs ene yebeden yebehwe. Na president ni CV ni de he. Ni CV no ene ne achievements ene ne waye da. Eno ne yebehwe so ede ayede ede ato abama no.
In fact, that's what I want us to go into.
Yes.
By first looking at the credibility of the candidates, and we'll go into the CVs of these two candidates.
Okay. So credibility no e ka ho na make actually say uni credibility.
And of course, credibility is part of your CV.
Exactly. Because say you sake wo free baby a station radio station na wona. Ye be bisa say e den ti ne sake wo. Inti President Mahama ofeli no e me ye pamu no figa na ekonwa so. Because now only 2 terms. We do 1 term no seek re-election.
Yeah.
Inti yes ye pamu no. And ye pamu no with the heaviest defeater President Bia Asofada e wo man mu ha. E den ti ne ye defeat no. Ye defeat no because first of all about money firm. Baby a President Akufo-Addo o man ni see ye free IMF programming so no. Okay say okọ senchi. Ekoye senchi consensus no. Ojina hoka say we are doing a homegrown economic
policy. Yeah.
The next day Ojani call IMF. The economy no ekoshe IMF. So it means that the previous day
or yes to gain credibility.
Credibility says saying yeah independent sovereign nation. Yeah dia. Why say Obi NB guarantee your credibility of the
Because at the time we did not have credibility.
Then that's a self-indictment. That's the point that I'm making to you. Say onuno nka ye kase obi a obepa be pray o mampany anko no onye den on be pre bi biomda because we fail. You fail big time and me o kaya no na me person me baso no.
Okay.
Masa, leadership is about vision and focus. 2 things. O vision ne den, o botaye ne den, o daye so ne den.
Asempa FM.
Wono ene o say wo hu ne video a making rounds. Say sia o ka 2016 say let us not let anybody deceive us say free SHS ebetimi abaso na all over the African continent obi a why free SHS bia or minor abo. We cannot do free SHS or say in Brofo at the whim of a desperate politician. Free SHS. And then we say Obi Obeka say me ba make free SHS mu bia wa den obwa. Fifi. The problem ne say uni gidie e wo bibi mu a. Untimi nya no mani nye yie da. Ye National Health Insurance scheme no. Me sure say that now honorable Ken wo parliament say maybe ameboa Obeka.
Yeah, no
NDC e work out of the parliament. Were they part of the passage of national health insurance? They were not. They walked out. Almost say omu India they nindi.
Even Ghana oil cry you discover PA. Almost say a kerosene gas.
Kubanwa.
And
Ama be you do.
Inti omanye na ye di ade ne share wo monsa no. Ekosi say e boye. Inti ye ka kire Ghana for say obiara unyi bibindi no. Oye nia enyi ye. There is no way a wo ehun nimdie a obetimi ayeden. Organize it. So we are saying, say, on the basis of credibility, no, George Mahama to start with, no, nka ye shortlist here, nka no nka ni cross or cross shortlist. Ampona and Sana will do stage here. Ye be decide say ye be to ama on Akufo-Addo. No, he doesn't even have to pass the shortlist.
But he has said, say, well, we're showing the lessons. And
Ghana na de to chacha sa. Maybe Edru.
When yin to mu say
yes,
and your ma e bi obey president. Nank ye hwehwe so obey a went to me anye no. Okotina chi no, afi obu nkompa wo say, well, probably I could have done it better. And in this time round, nank onyi free SHS ni because Ojidi say ukra $2 million $2 billion cedis. You don't invest it in just one policy.
Yes.
Maybe now we are doing when we say, after all, you can do it, and it is a good idea. So we should give him the opportunity.
Okay. Minya. So let's even assume, say, we have mistakes. Let's list some of the mistakes. First of all, I was saying, mistakes are, or see, why, yeah, or person correct, you know. Because first of all,
I think too far asked him to do that.
Exactly. Confess here. Bisa Christians and Muslim if one on Bekajra.
Cow Bonnie.
And first of all, yes, also cow bonnie, actually, Otumfo Nyankopon. Waka say, my bonnie way, Fachame, and Sana, Wapacho. Inti boni bena or say, and answer mistakes bena or say, or yeah, or person or correcting. If we are to go by me or say, me ba, me maintain the free SHS, me maintain the teachers allowance, me maintain the your friends say nurses allowance, me maintain the way, me maintain the akufado and also babe maintaining na. Which means that then on what basis are you coming into office? Because senior DBA Mekano, we are not looking for a maintenance officer. We are looking for a president. Young advertising for maintenance also by maintaining your. Yes, you can see a probia or be a maintenance officer, a probia or a president or a visioner or bit me assessor or mine.
But what Jatumo say, yes, and Yamana Moye, no. Yeah. But he's also saying, say, it can obey maintaining, yeah, all right. But he will do it better. For example, he says, well, free SHS. Now, he's not going by the initial position, say, oh, free SHS, and yet a bebo money a day. What Jatumo say, yeah. But also, for example, double track, MPPD, human, and yet, well, it has been conflicting way of doing it from Momankas or Monko for. But they say they will abolish it.
Exactly.
No, I even had three colors. I was wondering which one was the third color.
You know, because Fifi, send a debut American university. Tamana, Yanyewo University. Now you're that single room. My room will cut for her room 209. I'm in Kwana with them. Say, me call a nipa for them. The same room now, I'm in Kwana with them. No. Say, Yanyewo University now, Obiako University. Say, university, Omorani quadruple track. Not double, quadruple. Anameboa. Okay. Quadruple. Regular.
Evening school, weekend school, sandwich.
In fact, abroad.
Yeah. And then you have distance learning. Yeah, exactly. 5.
I didn't think that universities no run this quadruple wine systems. It's because population is now increasing. America, me share the name American education, but me say America, more fall intake and more spring intake every year. And a double track in America. Until once our populations are increasing there, double track no a logical consequence of the increase.
In fact,
it is a abolish double tracker. You are indirectly telling the Ghanaian people say abolish free SHS.
One renowned Ghanaian education is the Ashasi University, Nura.
Yes.
On the crowd, I'll say
Patrick.
I'll say on TSC say I was see a school then see what. Your co school 7 months.
Exactly.
5 months next school then see what you're fine. It's a double track is a better way of even managing your sick idea kwakosi school now.
Absolutely. Inti just logical. Afi one say no. Omakoye manifesto na wi a oma betena studios mu a afi ye put omo to the critical test to show how they are going to abolish double track. No one say afi there omo to papa so. Omo hu say no be because January in the unlikely events that we in January obeka say we abolish track which means what? Nkwala ni nyina embegu one classroom na ebi njina abonten and say oh be ye ne.
I'm so Mrs. school dine be.
But say no yes abolish Fifi me school me call O levels Boku secondary school. Se sia Fred Boku Sec headmaster obeka che say he has been taken off double track. Okay. And it's not just Boku secondary school only. Se sia me no kaze Boku Sec just went off double track.
Because
see more classrooms Abama say the classrooms are there so everybody can come in one track. Into yen say double track no already we are abolishing it. It is being abolished gradually. Into ukase o ba abolishing double tracker as your contribution to free SHS. They are we and did. We had already said even from the beginning say double track no maximum a 5-year lifespan. Within 5 years projects are across the country.
But how do you feel? Because Makai Manifesto ne kakra, and the sector if you check about 80% of the promises are NDC Manifesto ni already koso, and it happens in other sectors. Of course, one of the things the NDC is fighting for army where in cocoa sector. There's nothing like for army where in cocoa sector. It doesn't exist. For army when only serious.
Yes, maize
near there. But the NDC manifesto, they've indicated that they'll fight for army when in cocoa sector. It does not exist. But most of the things they talked about are things that already know.
MPP.
One to do database of farmers, it's all ongoing. they will do pension scheme. In fact, pension scheme will be launched 1st October this year. A number of them. So what's next? As a woman say, maintain. What does it tell you?
What it tells me is that omuni ideas. They have absolutely no idea how to run a country. Last one, I made my wansana honorable Ken Abem. Zongo Development Fund. What's on manifesto?
Who says scan? John Mama who says scan?
Wow, backyard. Oh, stadium. Yes, see what
Madina, yeah.
It been seen anywhere in this country. No.
It's surprising because say, if you look at talent, and you create the opportunity to develop it. But if you say, a park that the boy board that we should not give them a park, Papa now, get me a more food room.
And the only thing Zongo people want is to be able to go to school, unquote. Okay. When him say Zongo for school now, person mokwa. We all man pay you know, and then now to facilitate Zongo people to go to school. But I will tell you what we have done. Kaneno, ye be a schooler. Muslim for be or my friend of fisabilillah. I'm sure say by now Ken what fisabilillah. Fisabilillah means.
In fact, Obeko sorry and Kabeko Kremu because it's more.
Fisabilillah, for the sake of God. I will translate it into English. Okay. Otumfo nyanku ponti. I say mumma ye sika nyanku ponti. Inti every time be ane ye fisabilillah. Ewo masalachi. Eji sika ansana nkwala wo Zongo akwa secondary school. Every month you go around and ask. Every month be ane mo ye fisabilillah. Say koshe fisabilillah no for school no.
I see.
Nobody does fisabilillah for school fees again in any Zongo community in this country. So if you say Zongo for person omuko school, I am telling you say Eyakufa do anamo mako school. Uko Konongu Zongo, Taolong Zongo, all these Zongo communities are yes classroom block, PJ Zongo, everywhere yes facilities. Uko Umaria JSS ewo Bolgatanga, uko Saidia JSS ewo Boko, uko Basins JSS ewo Navrongo. All these modern computer ICT laboratories. Zongo Development Fund, SCC everywhere. And for the first time, Zongo children are able to learn computer and learn computer skills. Now, your mama 40 Zongo youth ewo Cuba. Sesia omoye medicine. For the first time.
Omoye doctors.
Omoye doctors. Abeboa Zongo communities. Ewo maimuha. So if you are telling us say school na Zongo for so omokwa. And then now ye. Number 2, say what your manifesto mu say oba district assembly common fund. And na ube chim EDB edi aye Zongo communities. Which means Zongo development fund no ube chim. You will cancel it and use district assembly common fund. Fifi way e fa. District assembly common fund honorable Ken Newohano. Ask him how in Parliament District Assembly Common Fund is always a subject of controversy. Said Sikanukra, it is not enough for the district assemblies to run their development projects. Because you don't have an idea how to run Zongo community. So I am just saying to you, sir, apart from the credibility issues, NDC simply has no idea how a country is run. Because if they had an idea, Honorable Kenaka, out of your 63 years of independence, Omunkwa ran Ghana 27 years. Omunkwa 27 out of the 63. 63 will be divided amongst 8 different governments.
Including military
average
regimes.
4 years, 5 years. Yes, governments and regimes. And what it means is that say Omaino will be a one. Na say Omaino Shebreno Enya. The biggest cause of that is the NDC.
Utie Asempa 94.7 FM. Jumedi a majority caucus. Honorable Agyapong MP for Asin Central Constituency. Dr. Mustapha Hamid, the Minister for Zongo Development Ministry, and affiliating Komo Ewa Sebidini Fifi Wafo. I think a day you've mentioned industries and I say Numa Nanado administration. A BAB and say but we are competing with a number of administrations are yakabum.
4.
But as Mbisane say, beyond industries, no, a day in a President Akufo-Addo aye, and it is our share and bo in his new manifesto ma, he bet me I rely on.
Fee, Medawasi. I mean, Kevin Show. Na Ghana for NTNE. What is interesting is that any pamienu a omu contesti, obiara will record to show say adeɛ say nti na sɛ monto ma me amontie ni o Akufo-Addo say ɔbaayɛ no employment our create 2,055,000. What does it? 2,055,000. Mahama so oba in 4 years obe create 1 million jobs. Now obia wa create 2,055,000 jobs. Any obi also oba obe create 1 million jobs. Into 1,055,000 no. Ombesa kwatine fi. Say graduate unemployed association was adiabano.
He will maintain them.
Obedan wa maintain.
But he says obe maintain bibia.
Budget say 250,000 and now dey ba. And look, and cry as of June. A lot of people are getting jobs from some new factories in here. Mami gazem chiro. MPP 2 million jobs no. Enya okujeto ablakwa de ni bia. E.T. Mensa, ono ankasa Minister for Labor and Employment. Eko ka se ono de ohunu se o ma create 1.5 million. Ti mamobobo ebi so nchiraw.
Okay.
Public sector 778,706. Public sector. Oka Minister of Health,
Asempa
Education, Trade, Public sector. 778,706 jobs have been created. A private sector, Ankra for Juma. They've employed 267,939 people. And a Juma. Then institutions are agencies are created and 1,008,000 people. Enti sa ukabo mo. Mami breaking it down. Omo de na omo ka omo ntimi am breaking. Enti 1,008,365 no. I say the government program through which jobs were created are planting for food and jobs 762,300. Nation Builders Corp 100,000. National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Plan, 92,000. National Identification Authority, 35,380. Art Grower Value Chain Fund, 7,254. Ghana Commercial Agricultural Product, 11,431. Oba public sector also, I say, of the public sector jobs created to date, or half of the year, which is 2020, 84,183 are under the forest plantation program, 65,000 for health and medical personnel, 74,000 teachers and non-teaching staff, 6,718 are lecturers in tertiary institutions.
Wow.
And 184,593 are employed through Youth Employment Agency and among others. Niami, I am a dewum. Now,
I still think there are
next time
a number of them crowd
Bebre
and yet captured.
so Coco Boardman, so Wakania, many am a dewum back. Next time, what are you afraid? It be a while, you can't. I see a substantiated with videos, tapes, now what? Sure. I see. There has also been significant job creation by the private sector, for example, through the revival of Anglo Gold Ashanti, Obuasi, since its restart from June 2018 to June 2020. It has employed 4,163 people. And on the mine rehabilitation project with 78% of $502 million so far spent directly to 39 companies are employ Ghana for $502 million. Namuntia I will who somewhere not a woman ada omu bie Anglo Gold biem no asama otumfo nyina nti na mpesa we yana ka me wo yina na me de aba otumfo se NDC abreso factory na egu no Anglo Gold for say omu to ama no $1 onfa $1 kura onfa and also omu nya botre ne akoka kire Mahama say emponu say galamsey fo na ha dwen a wo de ontwa asase ni bi ma ho enti onko protect here o say ontimi mfa soldier for the police for enko protect you
Asempa FM.
ena de ni gu enne o say ne enti a ayam ani je ayam awerho ni say asem a say ye ton ade ma me $1 manya man topu enne akufo ado bae ene ye bie sa factory efa nipa 4,163 companies are almost create jobs for Ghana for 500 million, $500 million. And I could do Sika abekrum. What do you say? Enti se obi create 2 million jobs. 2,055,365 jobs. Now, Oba, who would be creating 1 billion? I was expecting Mahama to say, Akufo-Addo say, so we're creating jobs, 2 million in 4 years, sir. Media, in 4 years, make creating 4 million jobs or 5 million jobs. Near who say, who are wishing that we have to hold you accountable. See tomorrow. But who moment also Oba? Obia created 2 million jobs in 4 years. Would also be creating jobs in 1 million. 1 million jobs. It won't be one or say the man.
Or should I hold day no can you beat me?
Now, Ghana, me say, and your jackpot na kotu, no I try and look. Obia yam ye who say, Sir, a baby between your back. I'm a graduate unemployed for and your jumaye. A baby between your back. I'm a Ghana ma and your jumaye. Now listen, labor force. Labor force no ni say ya won kola between 18 up to paying for up to 60 because you 60 akọ pension from 61 for no aircon labor force itself so on your business and pension ti omo nkan and 1 to 17 almost so nkan ti labor force you have about 14 million will be the 1 term I created over 2 million jobs. What do you say? So how can you then tell me say Obi aye 2, Obi boss me 1, was a 2 man na me dem ba. Akufo-Addo so okon any progressive 2 million me dey retrogressive me dem ba chire. How? It is not possible. So it tells you say the man doesn't have vision. Namuntie omo ankasa ayiwa. NDC, page 19 of their manifesto. I say the financial sector will be sanitized and emphasis placed on the growing Ghanaian participation in the economy. We will put an immediate end to the vindictive targeting and collapse of indigenous Ghanaian businesses and its attendant jobs. Let us go to page 28. Page 28. Then Mahama comes to admit, say Omar Bresso, they collapse the banks. I say financial stability, development and inclusion. Under the previous NDC government, a number of efforts were made to promote financial sector, deepening and greater access of financial services by individuals. In particular, the NDC government embarked on a program to improve financial sector oversight with a wide range of institutional reforms and the passage of a number of new financial sector laws in 2016. These includes A. The Bank of Ghana Amendment Act 2016, Act 918.
Asempa FM.
B. The Banks and Specialized Deposit Taking Institutions, Act 2016, Act 930. The Deposit Insurance Act 2016. The Security Industries Act 2016. recapitalize National Investment Bank and make it stronger to provide long-term finance. Establish a financial therapy center to support households in financial crisis.
Financial therapy center.
Yeah, another one. Establish a financial therapy center.
Don't we all need a therapy?
To support households in financial crisis in their collaboration with the School of Business, University of Cape Coast. Can you believe that? I'll say, the BSDR Act 2016 and the DR Act 2016 addressed a number of regulatory gaps, such as consolidated supervision, dealing with cross-border and cross-sector collaboration in banking. The DR Act, which is the insurance, 2016 also provided a comprehensive framework for dealing with distressed banks. Distressed banks.
So there were problems with the banks at the time.
Yes.
An admission.
Yes. I see. Following the severe energy and commodity price shocks, which impacted on the banking industry, an asset quality review exercise was launched in 2015. You have to take the date into account. 2015. Akufo-Addo was not in power. 2015, to ascertain the true state of health of banks in their industry. Asset quality review.
But again, sir, banking sector issues here. The NDC position, John Mahama articulating the say.
FM.
Problems, yes, they admit there are problems, but they do not agree to MPP and as another. I remember she say, "Yemasa banks in internet chain." Na anasi yanko mum nyanya bako. But they felt say, well, yanko suani enfasika enfa momo because that's the only way you can protect their jobs.
I'll answer you. Well, see, the AQR exercise was updated in early 2016, and the results showed that banks were at various solvency levels. NDC Manifesto, page 28. Omwakasa ena admitted. Memo hobium. Was AQR exercise was updated in early 2016, and the results showed that banks were at various solvency levels. Yes. Omwakasa, where the Omo Manifesto.
This was predicted by Vice President Dr. Bami at the time was candidate.
A recapitalization and liquidity roadmap for the banking sector was established, and the affected banks were requested in line with S1053 of the Banks and Specialized Deposit Banking Institution Act 2016 to submit credible capital restoration plans with clear deadlines.
Credible
capital restoration plans with clear deadlines. A new minimum capital requirement of 230 million for banks was to be announced in early 2016 to be met by banks end 2019.
Asempa FM.
Are you the one to sanitize banks now? Are you? With your own admission.
So the record name just given the another opportunity.
He can do it. He can do it because when you look at
the work culture does not convince you. Say, well, after all, what's the
when you knew all these problems, and you gave liquidity support to Unibank, 2,380,000,000 Ghana cedis without collateral or security. They call it security. Osama 652 million Ghana cedis. That one with security. In all, it's about 2.96 billion.
Still.
And Ghana Sika.
Ghana Sika taxpayers can ye. Taxpayers. Me no mienu. And I grow out here grow ye na. We can buy tax at it. Or grow why a tax at it. No pay your mouth do for. ABM UT Bank. On my liquidity support without collateral, 860 million Ghana cedis. And that 860 million, Omar Ibrahim, engineers and planners, Holman Brothers, Jata Cement, 267 million Ghana cedis out of the 860 million. Then you go to the Paul, that bank was my baby, Paul. Atuesian, on liquidity support of 620 million Ghana cedis. What the Ghana must go and the Congo Kuyi. Now, what is annoying? A child say, Mahama, a true na all the on to me, and we have to be careful. Me say, what is says Kadima woman? On one Kasa Begina Hakachira 2016, February 25th, State of the Nation address said the Bank of Ghana, Ashashahai Ama Ghana Banks no Eguna DKM, a pyramid scheme. Ama Oma Boka in excess of 77 million Ghana cedis. And there is in the paper say about 74,000 DKM customers fully paid. A car or no bottle.
And Bank of Ghana and Shehaina Normal Candidates was under his stewardship as president
yes,
of Ghana.
as president. As president. And this sa banks here a good report how they indicted the Bank of Ghana, especially the Banking Supervision Division. They knew all these problems and they still gave them liquidity support without
so
security.
My mental point is that's you. Of course, you can bet me I can say Bank of Ghana is independent, but you have leadership in the country. So I realize this problems we were within this sector. You find solutions and bet me is our problem if you. And at the time he was president, when to me and providing any leadership or policy direction,
precisely. That is all I'm saying. When to me and my policy direction. Yeah. So if he comes to tell you, say, in page 19, paragraph 6, say the financial sector will be sanitized. That is why I'm referring you to on one page 28. His admission or NDC admission of their failed behavior, attitude, management. Emma Banks egu. Okay? How can you then say, Obi Awaba, 4.6 million depositors, Esika, Esh, Akufo-Addo the 21.62 billion Ghana cedis, and Abeshim to protect depositors' money. Now, why would this Sika Emma on Yon Kufuami at TTB Baumuano? Why not say a dear Jumanamana? Mumienu, why? Oh, this Sika Emma UT Banker and a Unia Kwaji mu 267 million. Jata, Cement, Holman Brothers, Engineers and Planners, Kofi Job, no Ibrahim Najee at the end of the man through Beige Capital, and you're Bassa and we. Then within 3.5 years or 4 years, Ubakachi say you are going to sanitize the banking sector. Why you be paying? So when you be paying, we would have given you benefit of the doubt. But you have been in power, vice president, president, plus president. What do you mean president? Some have mills you Odi
president.
And Sana was already in 4 terms. Now you're greedy or Sape another 4 years. Ghana for who yanim kosurunti. Yam farmer. Look, even farm managers, investments, our musika eshiye, 81,700 investors. Akufo-Addo has given them 3 billion, 3.1 billion. Yam fentry omuka security exchange. That is what is going on. Savings and loans, 6 billion. Those banks are a collapsing, 13.5. Ukaboma unya 21.6.
So Ken, what is a NDC criticism? They say well, a year or time, a year to
men coming in baby out Hold
on. Ghana for Juma. How do you feel with this information?
Yeah. Ghana banks, Ghana Commercial Bank, a Chinese for there. Consolidated Bank, a Chinese for there. Kayo, NIB, ya menengu Chinese for dia. Omni Bank Chinese for dia. Prudential Bank Chinese for dia.
Fidelity.
No, woman come.
Okay.
A Greek bank. Ena one Ibrahim Bank no msako fire. Ka merchant. One first.
Merchant Bank.
UMB.
UMB.
Yeah.
UMB.
Universal
All
Merchant
these
Bank.
banks, through amalgamated trusts, they injected 800 million to support these local banks. And you are telling me we have collapsed Ghanaian banks? You are telling me we've collapsed Ghanaian banks? Abra yeni edi sika aso omasin. Omu ana, omu ya insolvent, but omu problems no enye so severe. Ti say we no. They help them. And they are now on their feet. That is why we have stable economy. Because without the banks, we couldn't have run this economy. So the decision by Akufo-Addo and his economic management team, for that matter, Dr. Bawumia and Vice President, it was timely intervention. And yes, I can COVID you better know. Now you save 4.6 million deposits. Now what Bakachi said, now you are coming to sanitize. And mra, ohunu say, obejina ho February no all can. If he wanted to sanitize the banking sector within 3 months, he could have done it. He could have done it.
And save the banks from collapse at that time.
What you say? He could have done it. But now said, me what document be mommy I'm planning a year in Yamra because where would the platform MPP for one? Me what document I met him a year wa. They only send message to a bank and say NDC way man $1 million.
Message?
Yes. Yes. Ghana Fontaine yo media me kanama me ni trunch na woda. Mamunya mistake. Because NDC for they are naturally born bad and liars. You know why? In 2013, March 11th, now NDC President Kufuor National Health Insurance or the buy. Months Bejina was I assume our 2008 election. I mean, I know I'm Kufuor why insurance rate you are Fibiano. I'm a mezeba and go to ABM, Etia Krupa and go to ABM, Cap Mede. One time premium.
Now they say that they'll give you primary health.
Health in me bay, me bammy by my evidence in there. Oh, yeah, minianum. Am I in Petro Otimita, no magiso, Debbie. Ensu, Etimita, Debbie. Electricity, Etimita, Debbie. I'm a mezza metro do boom, boom, boom. 3 months, yeah, mistake, echo to my mills. 3 months na petrol otumu boom, ensure boom, electricity boom. National Health Insurance otumi ye. That in 2013, wawu konwa Mahama take over. March 11th, muntie ni ye. March 11th, ena Ghana private hospitals, Roman Catholic hospitals, no. Echo strike say National Health Insurance NDC government into omuka. Into omu hwobia. Na me free Kumasi and eba Fosu. And I'm say Fosu radio station. Yeah. So, me catch you me go through one and me call hospital. And you pass some ho, so munyajuma. Because omunye National Health Insurance. I gave a check of 30,000 Ghana cedis. Na muntie, wo kotwa mendisi ni adwene ho. Omuye wudi for papa. Omunye no bia ho. O here ni owo wi asedi. Omude we propaganda said they are for socialists. They are not. NDCMCE, ewo Fosu. It is a me signing me personal check. And they are command Fosu Roman Catholic Hospital. He went there, he drove there to warn the sister not to take my check. And yes, sir, Obati Adiabisi.
70.
NDC for you.
MPP ni.
Muwa. Na NDC for what to Muwa. Emwa. Ene yari. Enti mungu. Mimi di misika koma me personal check. Common fan grano muniska I'm say okay, no problem. A Greek bank check. Is there? Mr. Ukaya and come yi di bechero.
Check now, Troy.
Yes, it's there. Na near I will who say. Sister no, nursing sister or so of Spain. Ochro say we gladly receive your check. But we are sad. The authority has asked us not to take your check. I'll bring you the letter. Is there now you show? I want that too.
I have some 94.7, but Mustapha, I remember also you. Maybe call Ken, so we're asking, say, Enya Biano, a day na Akufo-Addo, aye as president of our country. And intino, or see a nyani mujidi say, or show young boy. Bet me because Papa we or can we now aye.
Now me start the question Fufro.
I'm surprised.
Who is that question? Who general my country of 2 million jobs, 232 factories?
I still want him to give me more.
Me, Mama come area. One who book here me cray. Here we are live on Facebook. This is update on progress of work 2018 to 2020. 10th August 2018. I me ba Zongo Development Ministry. And who ejumani?
Just less than 4 years.
This is 2 years of me, my existence. Me can't honorable Boniface Diano from 2017 no. About August 2018 no. Western North region in here. Asawenso English and Arabic School. Modern ICT laboratory. Bibiani Old Town Primary School. Modern ICT laboratory. Bodi 6-unit classroom bro. Juaboso 6-unit classroom bro. Akotombra. These are Zongo communities. Water system. Bibiani, Ginasi, Seshioso, Kumewu. These are ICT laboratories in Asante Zongo. Kumewu Zongo. Benevolent School. Mibo School needing. So that one better they can go to the school and check. Obuasi Sakafia Islamic School. Tepa Ibrahimia Islamic and English School. Ejura Community Center. Asawasi Watania Islamic School. Uba Educational. Atakrom Echiman Ponua Zongo. 6 classroom bob. Abofo Zongo. Offenso South. Agogo Zongo. Asante Akim Central. Barikesi Echiman Wabe. You know, I can go on and on all over.
Just as Zongo ministry.
This is just Zongo. Zongo Kwa. Zongo and Nana NDC are taken for granted since 1992.
My teachers are Zongo.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Arabic
Teachers.
instructors program. First phase, second phase. Yeah, advertising mama. You know how many applications we received? 20,000 Arabic teachers are and I apply to be employed under our Arabic teacher scheme. Abra ya apply say we have 3,000 vacancies here. Before 3,000, no, the applications are 20,000. That is how Zongo communities were deprived. Meanwhile, this South Arabic teachers program, President Kufuor na deba first. NDC bar 29 no muchemu. Say Zongo for there, forget them. What do you want to do for them? We are there. NDC. That is how for granted they took Zongo people. Now we are transforming their lives, and you are coming and pretending. Me can't other sector. Me come in there because meteha and now Obiaka say okay, who casa is planting for food. Now one casa area and we are there, and me come in area. Actually, what we have done. Look at the Madina. Go to Fadama and see the football stadium we are building for Fadama, to name it after the national chief imam Alhaji Osman Nuhu Sharubutu. So, Masa, I think say Ghana for Muma Yemfa again, say the Honorable Ken Ekayan.
A final question.
Yes.
A day and the war ye anymore. Senana Akufo-Addo nya 2 mini bill for the next 4 years because you're asking for 4 more.
Yes. To do
what will be the more Nana-Addo will do for Ghanaians?
First of all, the more that we will do, we will continue the massive industrialization process now you're starting. The Honorable Ken Agyapong Kayano. You know when we industrialize Ghana no near BC, because you be increasing your export and reduce imports. Say the Honorable Ken Kayano. You reduce here, a best strengthen CD no. A strengthen CD now businessmen. A bit me invest properly. I expand your more businesses in Yesika. Employment and unemployment also a subetra because of the massive industrialization. Agriculture, you started 202,000 farmers. Say you have 1.2 million farmers on that program. If we push it to 2 million, 3 million farmers, you will see. 2016, unkai say ni crab body if you could diboa answer na yedidi. What is obi a crab body bio? Videos of body ebu ewo agogo area essay.
So it shows the Western North about 3 weeks ago. And there's a new project at Kokobo, they rehabilitative farms there.
Yeah.
And then Omudia body home. So our expectation was that farmers no be to me at on body.
Asempa FM.
And they tell us, they said your body in a bua my ento.
Ebu. Into me, idea you be your second round and they say you be the pins our processes. You ocean railways are. Ya kase a bauxite Giadec bauxite development planner ye wono. If we complete it in our next term with the railway lines running through Nyinahini and everything, it will open up this country, and I mean there will be a boom. Still development. There is still deposits in Sheni in the northern region. That's why I say Yedi railway need be FIND that area, the Burkina line, to go to Burkina. Until the next stage of our transformative processes, Nominia, a big country na ama all of our economic zones, you know, etimi ayeden aye juma. Okay. So that will be for railway development, economic development, and then I've talked about agriculture. Meanwhile, Oba works and housing. Yakase, our next government, the bigger focus will also be on works and housing.
Okay.
Together with Building and Road Research Institute, we intend to say you be promoting really low cost housing for young start-up people. You're not there. I'm not talking about $100,000, $50,000, $60,000 houses. And because the research is there. Building and Road Research Institute. You bet me use local materials and they are building affordable. So housing would also be a central plank of our next government's campaign.
Well, yeah, Rapa, but remember, Ken Sunafi, the NDC is offering us healthcare, primary healthcare. They say they'll give us free. Omema ya drive Okada, free. They talk about tertiary education. They are offering
Asempa
Ghanaians.
FM.
So now private schools will benefit from free SHS policy. What is the MPP offering Ghanaians after when you get a 4 more? No, Nanado, any MPP do it.
Right. I will be sad question. May the corner fema be answer way.
Okay. We have just 7 minutes to go.
It's a me boso. Honorable Mustapha question will be sad on the Ghana police. Eba not the whole Ghana police vehicles. Now 478. Dina make a choice of fat. NDC 1, NDC 2, NDC 3, NDC 4. Never boom. And 4 years, 3 years of a Kufuado. Omunya 1,500 vehicles, 3 helicopters. Bisa since when police fonya 3 helicopters. Soldier for cop Lebanon. And how many police for you call Lebanon? Near mom $31 a day. $31, no. Oba Ghana. And Sanya betria could tria bribe and a trio diamond. Embra.
Police will share bribe now, your musica.
Yeah. Yes, Uka, young Fessicani Mawa, and now they are told you. You come back to Ghana. No one could tria bribe and sana Wawsika Uko, war torn area, no, at the amount. That was 31. A Kufuado buy $35. A wa Bosumi no waji a day no yakana Bosumi a boom. No waji, who pay no. Maybe Mr. Father Kobe. That time Oban or the to free gin in the TV, you know, a demunium, you know, price me cheaper. Oban so in free. Where mu betray mu Gisa Oba Sika DNT. Omusika Krano
Asempa FM.
Oshe military. Amo kasa yato amawo. Inti sa NDC address no mo yede. What you say? For school feeding. School feeding no me 1,697,000. Yaba they got 2.8 million, 78% increase. School feeding. And they are all here. Yeah, can go check it. See a boy. And you omu dia no omu bu omu tri. But no person who you may be a buy ya.
Yeah.
Akufuado amount free SHS. Who him? Ada Dr. Bawumia a car some way say. And next we are gonna need ba or here ni ba didi ɛna osikani bɛdidi enti wowie SSS na onya admission to university adia wo hia ne sɛ national ID card what the kwa you have a loan for 4 years now they are go school university now so waba we your national service we are another 1 year wuntua unya juma ansa no wanya juma na wie nso housing policy or the 100 million to ho ama unya juma 2 years advance no ukwaji efie wura ne din ba na transfer straight into his account na fe yetetew because na din ni say obi a wawie school na start adwuma na agire 2 years advance oni bi na omo da ho da omo ma benche they don't progress or they don't grow and na kufu adi say meso masin or say we have deprived areas in this country no matter what education no enkoyi we're going to support those deprived areas with $219 million. So that almost betimi abaso to send your minister eka computers no way. And so what yaba government with private sector will give 2 billion Ghana cedis support to large enterprises in this country. And the government will pay 1/3 of it, which is 660 million. The private sector will contribute 1.34 billion to support local industries. And you will be the country yourself with 2 billion ko share education more one area na waste. And ne afraid you was see oba free education obende afraid we be private school. Now with him near aya we no say a whole party ma di abanso pen mo be create jobs amosi okada me pese mahama ne NDC 40 ase se wo mo ka okada no enya hojusu no mo de ka wo but adwuma ani ho na wo pese wo mo baye arm robbers nti ene wo ka okada any government obeba obe create enabling environment for businesses to thrive, for them to employ them. These guys are not going to ride okada because look, let me tell you. Typical example, Ashama. Almost for nipa 45 to national security. 25 of them no more Okada for. I don't think no mujaye. Me wa guy be Agyapong.
Better option.
Yeah, or say me mfanimra. O man na FM na 2 no mekasa. No Okada. And no security e Agyapong. So what it means is that adwuma any honti ana omo force kotu Okada. Say adwuma wo ho a omo nkoyi Okada. Nti a whole president wo bana be pedwuma ama obi aya wo si Okada abra ekufu adubai about 6 companies Passat VW4 they are here, Renault 4 are here, Nissan 4 are here, Toyota 4 are here, Hyundai are here, Sinotron are here. 6 international companies assembling brand new cars and over to me at Topolo 10,000. Abdabi Akufuado wire the Mose.
Now, Maming to you talk about this industrialization are okay. We say you can't NDC for say doom so no any solve ye. Now almost solve doom so ansana omoko.
Now the time no sasa. We see 7 minutes.
No, I'll still give you some time.
Because quickly, I just want to give the statistics and go.
Okay.
In 2015, lights were out 868 hours 44 minutes. 2016, 320 hours 27 minutes in 2016
alone.
And 2017 and at the end of 2017 41 hours 7 minutes, and then 2018 at the end of this is there at Gridco. You can go and check the statistics. So on what basis? Where did you stop doing so? Where? Anyway.
Yeah. Dumso in 2014-2015, it cost Ghana $680 million.
Source.
Is here.
Isa.
Go and check.
Isa.
Here, you buy BDCs, bulk distributors, companies. Now NDC are buying the Omuka $1 billion, $1.003 billion. You buy BDCs for say. Sika yetri anase.
Yeah, they issued a statement to say I'm yetri the amount.
Good. Why the board can't throw to pension tier 2. Me say what can was some pension shemu krabere. Tier 2 woman tia MPP by 3.1 billion. Yetuya. Yeah. Equatorial Guinea. LPN gas.
Asempa FM.
LPN gas NDC4 a contract with Equatorial Guinea. They charge us $2.5 billion in 15 years. Mahama a negotiating, $2.5 billion. Ekufuado buy no kwano. So $1 billion. He has saved this nation $1 billion. Until today, we are paying $1.5 billion for 15 years. Here, take or pay. They needed $40 million a day, a month. $40 million a month. Nanka Dumso Echo. They didn't pay. But I can tell you, Usha banks risika omudiye. Why didn't they do it? Because at the Abema Ghana ni NDC was not prepared to do it. Emma, Yabayano, Esla loan, $6 billion. Yakwaji.
Energy sector levy.
Yes. What do you say? A car sanko for way a bottle. Bond, yaji, ni to solve. Udim, nya yakrani electricity take or pay now here. Agreement
because take or pay nature say nipa no
o produce
electricity no.
Yeah,
the man go for you so when you betuaka.
Betuaka.
Okay. And only contractor now.
Right.
On my sign. Okay.
Sa contract no. A car at the brain every year $2 billion. So and yes cedis.
$2 billion.
Yes. Out of that, $600 million here, we didn't need it. Ghana Gas, take or pay agreement, $770 million. We didn't need it. Then we're paying, or we are still paying. And this how come
Asempa FM.
Some of them have been renegotiated.
Amari, Oman negotiating down to 13%. And then Akufo-Addo to negotiating no mateso. Zem Power, Oman negotiating down by 31%. And then a Zem Power, that bogus agreement with Quantum has been cancelled, terminated. What you say? Oman and Boyaka, E&I, what cubic feet. $11, the highest in the whole world. Abrana yemi, yadia you produce 0.50.
0.50.
0.50.
Less than 1.
Yeah, 50 cents. E&I agreement on here 11. You buy and negotiate. It's still 7.5. What you say? The what Mikacha will say? MPP under Akufo-Addo. You can compare it to the 4 terms of NDC. For the good job we have done and the service we've made for this country. Look, Omuka budget debt na akosro 290 by December. I can break it down for you. Because it's $6 billion yet for 3 years. That alone gives you $34 billion. Every year, your debt, international debt, your interest, 18 billion cedis a year. Multiply by 3 is 54 billion. Or multiply by 4 is 72 billion. For 34 billion, echo count.
That's over 100 billion.
Good. We are far away. We calculating about 146.
Banking crisis is about giving
21.6.
Yeah.
What they count? You calculating you have about 146 billion a car. They did not disclose. Besides the 120.30 billion officially
FM.
you buy and what we have uncovered. A binding agreement when the country will come to a halt. We paid 146 billion on behalf of NDC. So if Mahama wants to know why our debt portfolio has gone up, God's time is the best. Now, we need that because Emra Akufo-Addo elusu ye. Me kwa America, makuma na bo pepe yese me da ho ana me kasa. Sana Nyankopon was preparing Akufo-Addo for a time that pandemic aye hia nyansafo to run the country. Because Akufo-Addo did 8 years immediately after Kufuor. And then this if what would have happened in this country? Again, you never will. Because America, any pair war. Now, Akufo-Addo nyansafo, the way he has handled this COVID. And then, you know, 800.
Yeah.
Active cases here 800. Any pair who have say 285 was I say.
That's even a year, not cholera under Mahama. Cholera 2015, cholera nipa 243 in a year. Cholera, ever greater crap.
Oh, and this all per se. Why I was here to my Akufo-Addo. A bini catcher. We've done marvelously well. And Uma Akufo-Addo chance another 4 years. Now, sir, the 8 years MPP former. Ghana will be like Dubai. And your Kofi Adams, Dubai. One more value for money. They don't even know what is value. Chop. They only bring criminal international companies. Like the Brazilian company. One man, Kwame Nkrumah interchange, Range Hospital.
Well, we cannot describe them as.
We can because it's in Upako Guru. Some Brazilian company.
Oh, of course. How many problem?
How many problems, maybe? And yet that is there. Go and check. Bribe Omidima officials. It is clear. And I'm not lying.
So they have a criminal record, but it's not a criminal organization.
If you have a criminal record, you say it's not a criminal organization. $260 million. And over the year, Kofi Adams Dubai.
Kofi Adams there.
I want to see.
Dubai.
Kofi Adams Dubai. 260 million. Abra. Tamamoto way. And also net traffic in you. Oh, I'm here, President Mosewu. And Quatiasin or foul because, hey, a Kufuazo, I azo. Because a mra. President Kufuor, yeah. Malam to Yamanansano. Or Tina, na Oko Cape Coast. Obisa say, ain't yezu. So, President, Prof. He had to Cape Coast. Say, young Kano Kufuor, I azo. So, and you motorway. Malam, Obechebi lamte haye. Pokuase. Tamale. Oka 4 interchanges ni boma. 289 million. I have one where you are, I was say.
Now they are value,
value for money. What you brought for Oja Chrono value for money. NDC for Oja Chrono Opa Range Hospital. You bought a bois. Omodi G Ghana for you run.
Thank you. Honorable Ken Agyapong, Member of Parliament, Asin Central Constituency. Dr. Mustapha Hamid, Minister for Zongo Development at Amotin Ghana.
FM.
And that's our show for tonight. Thank you, Kofi Agyapong, Krobi Asante, Samuel Brian Boabeng, Dr. Carol Sewa Donko for production. Pasha from Fifi Boafo. Nyamede Chenya next Friday, best Answeshia on a Sempa 94.7. Majority Caucus. Have a good night and do the 4 more. See ya.